Masquera say, but Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel, Zim Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana karike kutanga kukuya paneno channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Kana uchungwa karoka subscribe, don't forget to comment and share this video. Nasi mare Zimbabwe takigira nyaya kupisa nyaya kunetsa. Nyaya na Godfrey Tsenengamo pamwechete ne the newsworks mare Zimbabwe vabuda vachitara vachita pasina kumira mushe Oppah Mchinguri shifter loyalty to Vice President Chiwenga, and the President Mnangagwa is now surrounded by fake loyalists mare Zimbabwe. Zakari Zirkunzi is being forced out of the State House. Zakari army is now ready to strike. Funga kwa Godfrey Tsenengamo wakabuda vachitara ivo vachiti President Mnangagwa vakuziya kuti pachawa zvisina kumira mushe mare Zimbabwe. Vakabuda on his exendo vachitaura vachiti iye pachake mukuru wenyika Mnangagwa ari kuzviziva kuti iyi nyaya haisi kuzopera mushe. Vose vanambuya Oppah have already shifted their loyalty to number 2. So in actual fact, Mr. Mnangagwa is surrounded by fake loyalists. We will make sure that we complete our mission no matter what. Do chokobera vachitaura na gift kuna na Godfrey Tsenengamo mure Zimbabwe vachitaura ivo vachiti pashata chabondoka chaputika. Zvakare pane imwe pressure iri kubvawo kumaall veterans zvakare nechiwenga faction yekuti President Mnangagwa vaonekwe vachiimpeachwa and is now incompetent nenyaya yekurwara kwavari kuita nedementia mure Zimbabwe. Nyaya yakaburitswa neThe Newsworks vachitaura ivo vachiti in a dramatic turn of events, President Mnangagwa finds himself facing an unprecedented crisis. As tensions escalate within the country, a motion to impeach the president has gained significant traction in parliament. The root cause, a medical report declaring Mnangagwa incapacitated, a move that has sparked fears of an impending power vacuum. The parliament, acting on the provisions of Section 97 of the Constitution, has begun the normal process to remove the president from office. A team of doctors confirmed the president's inability to effectively perform his duties, triggering the parliamentary process for his impeachment. In the midst of this, disturbing reports have emerged of military activities. Sources indicate that the army is preparing for a potential intervention, further escalating the already tense situation. The military's action have raised questions about the instability of the country's leadership. As the impeachment process moves forward, Mnangagwa's authority is rapidly crumbling, with his future in the presidency hanging by a thread. The political storm is intensifying, and with military on high alert, Zimbabwe stands on the brink of a historic shift in leadership. Those are the newsworks mare Zimbabwe. Recently, Al Jazeera yakabudawo ichitaura ichiti President Mnangagwa is facing pressure to resign mure Zimbabwe. Vakabuda vachitaura vachiti an internal split in the ruling ZANU-PF party is driving fears of a possible coup attempt against Mnangagwa, who is trying to stay in power beyond 2028 despite a constitutional bar. Zimbabwean President Mnangagwa is facing what experts say is the biggest threat to his rule, yet as a succession battle erupts ahead of general elections scheduled for 2028. Recent maneuverings by the president and his supporters to extend his rule to 2030 have led to calls and protests from within his party for the president to step down or be forced to do so. The upheavals have seen the dismissals of top security officials, a move experts say Mnangagwa is taking to avoid being overthrown in a coup. The president has long faced criticism from Zimbabweans, but dissent within his ZANU-PF party is rare, and public calls for demonstrations against him are unprecedented. On Monday, demonstrators took to the streets in protests called by a top ZANU-PF member. Zimbabwe has for decades been mired in political crises that have led to economic stagnation, a dearth of jobs, and general government dysfunction. Hyperinflation over the past 2 decades has pushed the South African country's economy in its knees and wiped out the savings of common people. Zimbabweans are tired and need a messiah. Blessed Vava, director of Human Rights Group Crisis, told Al Jazeera. An internal split within ZANU-PF party, which has held power since Zimbabwe's independence in 1980, is driving the current crisis. Two main factions are at loggerheads, one supporting a prolonged term for Mnangagwa and another one supporting the ascendancy of Constantino Chiwenga. Mnangagwa came to power in 2017 amid promises of democratic and economic reforms. However, critics say corruption levels have remained high, the opposition has been targeted, and the economy has continued to slide. Zimbabwe's constitution has a two-term limit for President. Mnangagwa is currently in his second elected term, which ends in 20 June. However, some members of ZANU-PF party have been chanting a 2030 agenda since last year, saying President should stay in power for a third term to continue his reforms, although that would violate the constitution. At a conference in December, the party officials adopted a motion to extend Mnangagwa's rule to 2030. That's subject to the approval of Senate and a national referendum, but the motion has prompted nationwide debate and controversy. Ndo mabuditiro katika nyaya ni Al Jazeera mwa Zimbabwe tingaziye kuti munaona sei nyaya itudziyo zvamurufunga mu comment section.
Mistake yakadilitika. Vachamuramba ED masikati machena ushu. Tinozviziva kumunga hakuna aipwa. The same vanhu vakanga vachimira na Mugabe ndo the same vanhu vakanga vachimira futi na ED paakazinga adzoka. The same vanhu vaiti ED ngaaende ndo the same vanhu vakanga vachiti akanaka adzoka saka akumunga hakuna aipwa. Mucherechedzo zvese zviri kuitika mucherechedzo kuti ED haana munhu achamuda. Vachamuramba jogorisa tirarira pakutaurira. Mark my words. Animals. Member of parliament apiko anonzi anoda ED hysteric. Survival of the fittest. Kuchika kuuraya vanoziva kuti anouraya ka. Saka vanongo pretenda. But kana pito yarira, kana tsuri yarira, andimazona. Uchaona kandi kuti kudiko naiwe. Tukuti kudiko. Akana mambara akara ndokumachizi manikarende anonzi aniko uyu ningu. Akara aimbo interview wa Mugabe. Andi akanga achiti Mugabe iwaini chaye yakakura maningi. But ndeti the same person anga kuita bootlicking futa achiti Mugabe ningi ED yakanaka. Imwana mudzidze seko zviri very legendary kudaro. Apana apo member of parliament andofonera Geza achitotaura kuti atichamuda. Ndararambai makadaro. Geza ari kupiwa simba nevanhu. Animanzwaka. Ari kupiwa simba nevanhu nevadzimu. Member of parliament apa amunotaura anodzikera achingofonera Geza zvokutodzima foni utonzwa mudhara kuti andiri kunetswa member of parliament. Anonetswa member of parliament, anonetswa ministers aMnangagwa. Saka member of parliament amuri kutaura ndapi? Vanhu vakutotsvaga dzvena kuna Geza. Vakomana. Vachamuramba jongorisa tirarira ndiri kutaura mwana wemira soko ndiri pano iyi. Mosikira muchinetswa nezvinhu zvisati basa sayende Mnangagwa ane vanhu here. Ko zvaakambokrosa bhodha akawanda munana muSowetomo vaiva kupi vanhu vakunzi vanhu vaED. Ina muchipusa zviri very legendary kudaro iyi. Chichapera ichi. Munhu agara mhepo uyu. Ndiani anda kutungamirwa nemunhu anokanganwa kudaro anosikira achirotomoka ake zvisiyane basa rese izvi. Mirirai zvenyu kure. Vana veZimbabwe ngatibatane.